Welcome to Totally Integrated Instrumentation. I'm just recording this video. It's a short video to help a customer. This is following on from a video I did earlier on in the year that shows how to integrate a Profibus DP V1 instrument into TIA portal, and I'll put the link so you can watch that first if you wish. And the slight confusion that you might have with the DP cards, it's already covered in the video, but this is a tech note we've done at Siemens, and you can see here the old hydrangea with what we used to call the P parameters, and this had a DPV0 card. It was released 2002. It's still available now. If you want to put that into that unit, this unit, you can still purchase it. And it's very difficult to see the difference between the two cards, because what we have here is the DPV0 card and the DPV1 card. They are different part numbers, and when this card was first released, the DPV1 card, we used like a default GSD. Siemens just wanted it to get it to the market, and that's fine. But this GSD, even though it's still Profile 1, we couldn't get the full functionality with acyclic read writes and somatic PDM connectivity. So we released a new firmware. I believe it was around May 2018, and the GSD memory map was changed, and you can see here on the right hand side that the Profinet card more or less came out at the same time, and that card also supports Modbus TCP. So what the clever people at Siemens R&D have done is they've made the memory map the same for all versions. So the Modbus TCP, the Profinet and the Profibus DP card have the same memory map or slot index table, but you have to be careful. So you need to check the firmware if you're using the DPV1 card on the hydrangea 200. If your firmware is less than this 2.01.01-10, then it's this GSD. If it's greater than that, then it's the new Siemens GSD. If you want to use that, you can quite easily upgrade the unit. There's inside there's a USB port, and you can upgrade the firmware on the base unit and the display, and then you'll be able to use that GSD. But you need to check your firmware to see which one you're compatible with. So here we are back in TIA portal. I don't have the instrument live, but I can show you the process. So the GSD we're using, you can see there, Siemens GSD. That's the one we're focusing on, which is the latest one. If we drag and drop that into our project and then double click it, now sometimes the things that people struggle with is this little arrow here. So you may have this view, which is fine, and you're thinking, where's my slot index table? So if you just click on the arrow here, you'll see your slot index table, and you can expand it. Now the functionality is a little bit strange on here, because it's trying to make the memory map the same as Modbus, and Modbus doesn't use bytes, it only uses words. So you just need to be a little bit careful, but the slot index table is already populated for you when you put your GSD in. If it isn't, the likelihood is you're using the older GSD that you can edit quite freely. So if you want to, and you delete this one, so we just have a look here. This is the input word for the process value. If we delete that, what it will do is it won't let me put something in there that's wrong. Okay, so I can only put in the correct value. Okay, and because it's a real, it's 2 words, and there we go. So I'm used to it, so it's quite easy. But for the one that is a little bit strange is the status. So this is a status byte, but because it's designed to work with Modbus, and as I said, Modbus doesn't support bytes and it supports words. Then if I delete that and try and put a byte in there, it's not going to let me. So it's going to want a word, and the status byte is the lower part of that word, because a byte is half a word. So that's really it. You can't do what you can do on some devices where you can delete that and put a blanking module in there. So I would recommend leaving this slot index table, especially if you want to start doing acyclic read writes, because you reference each one of these slots when you do an acyclic read write. So that's basically it. If you're using the up-to-date GSD, you don't have to do any editing on the slot index table. It's all there. So this is a common mistake. You're looking for your input-output words, but for some reason they're not there, and you're not sure why. Well, it's because you've not linked that to a master. So if we come out of that and go back to the network view, you'll see it's not assigned to a master. The master's what has the memory location, so as soon as I assign that to my master, you can see the DP connection there. I can then go on to here again, and now I will see my memory locations. So if I want to read this one back, it's PID 67. Okay, and that will give me my programmed process value. So if it's programmed for level, that's what it'll be. Flow, etc, etc. This is a short video just to show you how this slot index table works. I hope you found it useful. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and click on the notifications bell to receive all the updates. Thanks for listening. Your support is very much appreciated.